Happy 2025, everyone. New year, same plan. We're gonna run you through all the stuff that is new in the warehouse here. We're gonna kick it off with MVP. They're kind of waiting to make some off-season moves. I saw them teasing a bunch of stuff, so we'll see if anything comes out of that. But one thing that is gonna move this off-season is these Entropies, because let me tell you about them. We've got some Electron Entropies here, and we also have some Plasma Entropies. Look at that gorgeous black one. But these things are sick. The Entropy, when I was going all MVP, was my disc of choice for like my zone type replacement disc. It's a little bit deeper than a zone. In my opinion, it was a little bit faster and slightly more overstable. I absolutely loved the Entropy. Honestly, it might be time I put an Entropy back in the bag. But these Electron ones are going to be able to beat in to be a little bit straighter over time. Then these Plasma ones are the ones I was throwing. They're gonna be nice and really, really overstable. Super comfortable forehand, very comfortable backhand. If you're looking for that really overstable, not like utility overstable, but like zone. So we're not talking zone OS or anything like that. We're talking that middle of the road slot. Check out the Entropy. It's very, very slept on, super comfortable. And I don't know why more people aren't ripping that disc. It's incredible. Another one that's also slept on is the Matrix. It gets overlooked because it kind of fits in that reactor hex type of a slot, but what I was using the Matrix for was an overstable hex, which I understand the balance is coming and that's kind of what it's supposed to be. But for me, what I found was the Matrix, I could rip on hyzer and it could fly like my MD3, where it pushes up a little bit, it doesn't come out of the hyzer, and then it finishes, whereas my hex on hyzer was flipping all the way up. So when I was throwing the Matrix, I was really, really enjoying it. Again, super comfortable hand feel, beadless profile, gives you good forehand and backhand grip, and it just goes far. The Matrix is an awesome disc. We got it in a bunch of different colors and stuff here, and we have a bunch of other MVP plastic, a bunch of stuff in stock right now. But the last one I'm gonna highlight is the servo right here. I believe Robbie C loves the servo, 6.5 -1.2. It should give you like a longer Matrix flight, so it should have that similar push up but not flip over, hyzer out, maybe get some full flex shots out of it. Even feels comfortable on the forehand grip. And the MVP loves this like 6-speed slot, so this should be like your overstable Crave, more or less. I think the relay is like the understable Crave, if I'm remembering correctly. So you can kind of go relay, Crave, servo, and fill out that feels like a mid, flies like a fairway driver slot. So check these out and a bunch of other stuff from MVP, Axiom, and Streamline on the site right now.
All right, over here at the Clash Discs section, I want to highlight a few molds for you, some that we've got in a good restock. First one I'm going to talk about is the Pepper. All you big arms, all you folks out there who love overstable distance drivers, this one is one of the most overstable you'll ever get your hands on. I think a lot of people struggle with searching for that consistently overstable distance driver mold. Well, look no further. The Pepper is just that. This thing is just like designed to be crazy, crazy beefy. It still will glide a little bit, but it really dumps. It's great for flex forehands or just throwing into a ton of wind. Comes in at an 11 speed. Honestly, to me, it feels more like a 12 speed, but they mark it as 11 speed with 4 fade, and that is quite accurate. This thing is crazy overstable, very reliable, and great for their lineup because Clash really, at each level of like speed, has something really overstable to offer, and the Pepper is that. Definitely for the distance driver slot. Next thing we'll talk about is the Lotus. This is a great disc. 8 speed, very straight. These kind of almost remind me of like T-Bird 3s, the way they fly. Like they'll pop up a little bit, but basically just go straight for a really long time and then fade at the end. It's funny because it's one of their few disc names that isn't, I don't know if the Lotus flower is, I think there's Lotus tea. I don't know.
You can probably eat it.
I don't, yeah, most are, but it's not like as obviously edible as the other names. But yeah, really comfortable in the hand. This one reminds me, it kind of has that almost rounded over rim feeling that you get out of discs like the Mantis from Discraft. And there's some Prodigy molds that are like this as well. But I think it's just really comfy in the hand. And yeah, a really, really great controllable fairway driver there, the Lotus. All of these in the steady plastic too are just super gummy and grippy and a really good blend. Last one I'm gonna talk about here is the Popcorn. So right now we have the Popcorn. You can get it in just their hardy plastic. I don't know if we have any. Yeah, we've got some in the softy plastic as well, if you like that softer feel. This is a great putting putter. It's a 3-speed with 1 fade. Very agreeable beadless putter, very straight flyer. But if you want to throw them and you're looking for something a little more overstable, we also have them in the tone plastic. If you haven't seen this stuff, it's super cool. We've basically got 2 plastics molded together. It's not over molded though. It's kind of sat on top. Like you can see, this is all one rim, and then this one, like it even goes underneath. Like they put words under there. It says tone there. So I've seen ones that have like the name of the disc as well. But yeah, so this is kind of a more overstable version, and it's absolutely sick in this tone plastic. Yeah, so you got a few different colors of that. Get the two-tone. It's a real wow factor when you pull these things out of the bag. A lot of fun. We do have a bunch of other Clash molds in stock right now as well. We try to keep these in stock. Sometimes it's difficult. People love them. One other one I'll talk about real quick is the Peppermint. This disc is incredible. The Clash started out with just the Mint, which we also have. This is kind of their first overstable approach disc, but it was a little straighter than maybe some people liked. I think now, like once you adjust to that, it's still a really good disc because you just have to be used to the fact that it's still going to fade at the end, but it is going to be a little bit straighter at the beginning. The Peppermint though, this thing is very reliably overstable, so they added one more notch of fade to this thing and got a similar feeling disc with a lot of stability, but both are a great 1-2 pairing as overstable approach discs. If you still haven't checked out this Clash lineup though, you really should. It's incredible. There's obviously quite a few molds from here that I've tried out and thrown in my bag from time to time, and I've still yet to find one that I haven't liked. They're a great time. So yeah, check out the Clash.
All right, we're over in the end of a section, gonna highlight some fun stuff for you. First thing is I see some gorgeous beasts over here. So we've got some Halo Beast. The stamp on the Halo Beast just looks awesome, and there's just a bunch of really fun colorways in that. So if you're looking for a little Halo Star Beast in your life, we also have there's a Blizzard Beast. I just thought it was gonna be a Champ Beast. What is the weight on this one? 158, daggone. So if you're looking for a flipper, check that out. And then we got your classic Star, Champ, all of that fun stuff. The Beast is 10.5 -2.2. It starts out a little bit more overstable than that. I'd probably call it like a 10.5 -1 or 0.2 when you first start out, but it beats in pretty quickly to these flight numbers, and it's just a gorgeous disc. I actually used to love it forehand because I found that I was able to get more distance easily out of it forehand. And you know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm okay with this star stamp. I don't like most of the full graphic star, but this one actually kind of looks cool to me, so I can rock with that. Moving on down the line, we've got some Leopard 3s, which is just the money fairway driver. So if you're looking for a 7-speed that you can rip on hyzer, let it flip up, and it's not going to move too far right or left to get you into too much trouble, check out the Leopard 3. We got it in Champ, and we also have it in Halo right here, Halo Star. So Halo Star is going to fly very similar to Champ 99% of the time. It's a little bit more overstable than Star, which kind of hits that Champ mark. So if you like the feel of Star, but you want the flight of Champion, check out Halo Star. Speaking of Halo Star, I know some people have been absolutely swearing up one tree and down another by these Halo Mambas. 11.6 -5.1. Basically, if you are trying to break that like 280, 300 foot threshold, 300 might be pushing a bit much. The Mamba could be the disc that's the secret to you. Once you get past that, it becomes a really fun like trick shot disc, and people are loving the Halo Mambas. You can actually get some of them pretty light, like this is 167. So new players rejoice. Halo Mambas. I think we got a bunch of just Mambas in general in stock. So, and you know, if you're a more experienced player, this is just, like I said, a fun trick shot disc. This is just gonna roll for you. It's gonna do a bunch of fun stuff for you there. Also on this shelf, I thought it was on this shelf. Yes, it's right next to the box I was just in. We have Mako 3s. So these are basically Blizzard Mako 3s. They say Champ, but like for instance, this is 149. You can see it in the rim. So if you're a new player again and you're looking for like a really easy to throw straight mid-range, check out these really lightweight Mako 3s. People are always looking for lightweight discs. We have some. And it's also, if you're a more advanced player, gonna be really easy to get those to turn over. And then if you're a more advanced player just looking for a dead straight disc, check out the more max weight Mako 3s. And it's a very, very, just like very true flyer. Just dead straight, holds whatever line you put it on. Great time. So we got some Star, Champ, and we got some lightweight ones. And then I'm gonna talk about two more. First off, I see the box of Thunderbirds is looking pretty hefty right now. We got your Champ Thunderbird. This is, in my opinion, one of the all-time greatest discs ever made. It's a gorgeous 9502. This is my go-to for, you know, pretty much any time I need a shot that I want to make sure I hit the line. I reach for either the Halo or Champ Thunderbird. Those are the two that are in my bag. Actually, the third, I have three. I have a Champ, a Halo, and then I have a Color Glow. But these are money. I absolutely love the Thunderbird. Goes so far, really consistent, overstable flight. They're a ton of fun. And the last thing I'm gonna hit is in this box right here, which is the Toro. I told you about the Entropy a little bit earlier. This is Innova's version. Feels kind of similar to an Entropy, although I think this is a little smaller in diameter. Feels a little smaller in my hand, but still deeper than a Zone. Really nice overstable flight to it. This is Calvin Heimberg's signature disc, and I think we still have some Star ones, and we did have some Halo ones, but they might have sold out last week. No, we still got some of these holiday Halo ones. So got Santa with a little rock on flying through his sled being pulled by the bull. A lot of fun there. So if you're looking for a nice overstable approach disc, check out the Toro.
Alrighty, over here in the Discraft aisle now, we got a ton of Discraft in stock, but I'm gonna walk you through a few different molds that we've got a good stock of and some good variety of right now that we've been liking. First thing we're talking about is the Venom, okay? The Venom, a little newer driver to their lineup, just came out last year. Anthony Barella's kind of like signature disc. Well, it was a signature disc last year, and we've got a whole bunch of these right now. So a bunch of plastics. We've got them in Z plastic, we've got them in big Z plastic, we've got them in Z light plastic, we've also got them in ESP, the nice swirls on there. We've got them in ESP glow as well. So you got a ton of variety. What you're getting out of the Venom, other than a really cool name and a really cool stamp, is a fast overstable distance driver. Now these things are probably a tick slower. Well, they're definitely a tick slower than like a Nuke, a little bit more stability than a Nuke, and a little bit less stability than the Force, which we'll get to next. But I don't think they're unusable for those of you who don't maybe throw as far. I throw these things anywhere from like 370 to 400, and even brand new, they can push pretty straight before they fade out. If you get them in these lighter weights, you can probably get some even more distance. This one's Z light, so it's 161, but it's very comfortable in the hand. It's not too aggressive for a 13-speed driver, and yeah, they can just go super far. They're a really solid driver that they've added. Discraft has kind of flirted around with a bunch of different in like the 13-speed category. They have the Cranks as well, the Nukes, or 12 to 13, I should say. Thrashers, Venoms, Forces, all that. But yeah, I think the Venom is one that shouldn't get overlooked in that category because it's really nice, and we've got a bunch to try out right now. So give that a try if you're looking for something new and fast. Another one, a classic that we still have in stock right now, is the Force. We've got the Force in a bunch of different blends. The Force is cool because it really, I've thrown Forces a lot, and they really do fly different based on the plastic you get. And that's like can be intentional, you know. So these Z ones with a little bit of dome to them are going to be real nice and overstable, like very overstable. More than likely, you're going to get a lot of fade out of those. But in my experience, I found that the big Z ones have a little more give to them. You might be able to get a little more distance out of them if you have a bigger arm. And then if you move down to ESP, and I'm betting especially some of these lighter ones, like this is 163 here, this recycled ESP one, you can actually get some good distance out of these right away. You can get them to flip up a little bit. You can throw them for huge flex shots. So Forces aren't just for that super overstable flight. You can find ones in the ESP and ESP recycled plastic and in the lighter weights that go quite far. I also really love these for forehands as well. But there's a reason that if you watch Discraft pros and you see what they're throwing, most of them are looking still to Forces and Nukes. The Venom I've seen tossed into quite a few of their bags as well. Ezra Aderhold, AB are throwing those especially. But the Forces still remain one of the most popular, reliable drivers because it's so comfortable and familiar in the hand, and it's plenty overstable. Next thing I'm talking about is the Kratos, because we have some really awesome fly-dyed ones right now. We've got kind of the American flag ones you've probably seen before. These ones have Paul Macbeth signature on them. We've got pictures of these up on the site because we've got all these different fly-dye patterns on here. Very cool. These are super fun to have in your bag because they're just so unique and they're fun to watch fly through the air. The Kratos is basically a beaded Luna. I quite like this disc because I think the Luna is a good flyer, but in the wind, and if you're really throwing them hard or get them beat in, they can get a little flippy and a little inconsistent when you're throwing them really hard, and that's where the Kratos really comes in because it's got a really small bead, so it's not going to be super awkward if you're used to throwing a beadless putter, but it's going to have just a little bit more torque resistance. You're going to be able to throw these just as far, but without getting them to flip over quite as easily, so it really works out as a driving putter, but also if you wanted to try putting with the Luna, but you like a beaded putter, that's also where the Kratos comes in, because we have these, as you can see, in like the familiar rubber blend. We've got them in putter blends, soft and firm. And it's a great putting putter option as well, because everybody knows the Luna has done some great things on the putting green. Paul has, you know, won a world title with that putter. And yeah, the Kratos is just a beaded complement to that. Similar flyer, a little more stability, and that bead on there. So yeah, make sure to check out the Kratos. Lastly, beep, beep, beep. We're gonna go over here to the buzz section, talk about all the different buzzes we've got right now. One of the cool things about the Buzz, it's one of the few molds. In fact, I think the Buzz, yeah, as of right now, I believe the Buzz is the only mold in the Discraft lineup that has an OS and SS version of this disc, which means you can get essentially the same essence of the disc in 3 different flight patterns. So obviously you have the classic Buzz. One thing I'm really psyched about right now is we have these Z Light ones in stock. These are so great. They're so much fun. They're not always in just insanely low weights. A lot of these, like these ones, come in around 160. So you're just getting something that's a little bit easier to toss, easier on your arm. You're gonna be able to throw these further. They're not gonna be quite as overstable, so you're gonna be able to get them to flip up easier. And yeah, I understand if you live in the Midwest or certain areas, certain times of the year, you got a little too much wind maybe to deal with this. But if you're not in that situation, or if you're just looking to have a little bit more distance and a little less stress on your arm, try out the lightweight stuff. It's really a lot of fun. I'd highly recommend it. But we also have the normal Z Buzzes as well right now. But then you move into the Buzz SS, and you're going to get something that flies even a bit straighter than that. These ones that have the Page Shoe stamp on there, really, really cool. This is actually a great run of Z, by the way. And we also have these in ESP. We've got some here as well. But the Buzz SS, similar feel to the normal Buzz. It just flies straighter. I think most people would describe the Buzz SS is how they thought a Buzz would fly. So a lot of people try the Buzz right away. For some people, it doesn't fly quite as straight for them as the pros. That can happen sometimes. You don't have a ton of arm speed. This disc might actually be what you're looking for. It is an incredibly underrated disc. I used to throw a Buzz SS all the time because these things go super far, have so much glide, and they are very, very workable. And what I mean by that is you can get them to fly on so many different lines. Brand new, you can get them on hyzer and they'll stay there. You can throw them for long turnover shots. You can just throw them flat and they just go dead straight. The Buzz SS is very, very awesome. And then lastly, you then have the Buzz OS. This is a really nice pearly one here. Another disc that feels pretty similar. It just has a little more aggressive finish to the profile here, and that gives it a nice overstable flight. Most of these come out pretty flat as well. You'll see a lot of players such as Aaron Gossage like to use this for forehand shots because of that flat profile makes it easy for that, and it has tons of torque resistance. So basically what you've got here in the mid-range section is you can throw 3 discs that all feel similar but accomplish 3 very different things and are super useful because these Buzz OSs, they can handle a lot of speed and a lot of wind.
All right, let me let you know about some of the custom stamp stuff that's still on the site here. First off, near and dear to my heart, we have the very popular Bogey Bro Destroyers. We've been running these on and off throughout the course of like probably 2 years now. People love them. The Halo Star Destroyers, they're absolute bombers. They feel great, they look great. A lot of these are actually lighter weight. You'll see the like almost Starlight rim. That's because it's like a 160 some gram. So if you're looking for a destroyer that's gonna absolutely bomb, you can check these out. There's a lot of really good ones there. Also, probably one of these is actually gonna go in my bag. We have the Star It. I just had to give away my Star It, auction it off and whatnot because I lost a video. So I need another It, but this is my roller disc of choice for quite some time now. It is magical. If you've ever seen me throw it on hole 5, that's when I was throwing that roller. We have some videos of us down in Texas where I was throwing some crazy rollers. Always the It. I love the It. I tried a Roadrunner. I lost it yesterday filming a video, and I didn't even attempt to go get it because I was so frustrated and sick of that disc. I'm ready for the It to be back. So that's what It is. We also still have a handful of Robbie C zones up here, which is the Robbie C Owl stamp. If you didn't know, Robbie's turned into a zone guy. So we've got some of those in ESP, and we got some Jawbreaker zones left. Oh, and it looks like we got some Z ones left. So a bunch of Robbie C zones still in stock right there. If you're not a zone guy, you're more of a Toro guy, and you want to rep the greatest podcast on the face of the planet, we got some grip lock stamped Toros here. We also have just a handful of Toro Life Buzzes left. Very few of these. We're gonna have to rerun a new Toro Life stamp here soon, so be on the lookout for that. We also have some Toro Life Raptoriuses, some Tour Life Raptors, and some Mr. Dark Horse himself, Crystal Buzzes. So we have some Crystal Buzzes for Brody. We got some Crystal Flex, Get Freaky Zones for him as well. And then the final thing, we got some in the bag stamped pigs and zones. So whichever side you're on, you know their branding. If it's good, keep it in the bag. We got our Pro Pigs and we got Z Zones here as well to kind of wrap up the custom section. I'll just give you a warning. A lot of the stuff you see here, you're not gonna see again because they're gonna be refresh stamps. And then this custom section is about to get real beefed up over the next few months. So if you're looking for some custom stamp foundation stuff, A, if you like any of this stamps, I'd pick it up now. B, keep your eye on the foundation exclusive section. There's some fun stuff coming.
All right, over here the accessory shelf, got something exciting to show you, and that is that we've got a restock of Brixton. Listen, if you have not seen this yet, these things are so much fun. They're taking the world by storm. We recently went to Dallas and did an opening with Brody, and it was so much fun. Like, it is literally the best. So we have the XL packs, where you just get 10 cards in these. They're still fun. You kind of get the experience, but if you really want to go for it and go for the great cards, the real big boys, okay? That's in these hobby boxes, okay? These things, they come with a bunch of packs, and you get basically, like, you have, like, on the side here what you can get. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, there is legitimately, at least at this moment, a market for these things. Like, this is not just a collectible situation. Like, you can get these things if you pull the right cards. Like, there are some of these cards that are worth hundreds of dollars, but there are a lot that are worth maybe even 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks that you can pull out of these, which is really cool because, like, we haven't had something like that in disc golf with cards, especially, to where there's actually, like, fun little, like, surprise value potentially. Definitely not a guarantee, absolutely not. Would not say that, but you can pull some awesome things. So check out these hobby boxes. These are gonna go really fast. We don't have a ton of them, and people seem to love them last time, so make sure to grab one of these or grab a few if you wanna try your luck and try to get some really cool cards out of those. Next thing I wanna show you, we've got a bunch of flashlights right now. We've got different sizes of flashlights, and these aren't just any flashlights. These are UV flashlights. And what's that for? It's for making your glow discs charge up real easy. I mean, look at that. We've got the small little guy here. We got a large, and then if you want to just be real quick and real effective, we've got the extra large flashlight. If you're playing glow golf this time of the year, and you probably will be for a while, especially if you if you work a little bit later into the evening, if you're working 9 to 5, it's really your only option on the weekdays. These are great because you got your glow disc, you can just shine it on there real quick and it gets it glowing like immediately. Those things are super effective, and you don't have to charge them up any other way. It's a perfect way to do that. Last couple things I'm going to talk to you about is, remember, we've got awesome patches right now. These are a great way to kind of personalize your bag. I always fill my bag up with patches. We got foundation ones, we got different Dark Horse ones, these small ones even that are really cool. We also have some different podcast ones, such as the Grip Lock patch. I think Gannon Burr even had this one on his bag at some point, so if you want to be cool like Gannon Burr, get a Grip Lock patch. And then, yeah, we also have a Torn Life, if you watch that podcast, you know. And yeah, patches are awesome. Love the Velcro patches. Another way to kind of show off your support and get some cool personal items in your bag is via our grip sacks as well. We've got these for different podcasts too, and also some just other brand ones, such as Robbie C. And this one has pizza in the background, which is a really good time. Those are great. I know it might not seem like you need those now, but it'll be warm outside again before you know it. You'll need to keep those hands dry. So grab one now while we got a bunch in stock. And that's our accessories. Remember, if you want the Brixtons, get on them quick, because they are going to go quick. I'm honestly, as I'm holding that, I'm just like getting excited because I want to open more. But yeah, that's everything we've got in the warehouse this week. Heading into the new year, got some exciting things on the horizon. You're going to stay tuned because we got some very exciting things coming in very soon. So we'll see you next week.